Hey folks, still Monday, watching some YouTube videos. Introduction to the Vista Classical Guitar. Bad news. Reason why you don't see it is basically I fixed the neck from about where the neck joins to the guitar body itself, but unfortunately the fretboard connected to the body itself was detached, causing the strings to be still either too close or too high, which pretty much means it was unplayable. But I did fix the problem that I was aiming to do. My goal was to do. I also found out that, give some light, that everything that was veneered or like plywood, double layered timbers, sheets, had completely detached or delaminated, especially the back of the guitar. I found that out later. And they sell this type of guitar on eBay for like $100 or so. So don't buy cheap rubbish, especially if it's old, because it's just badly put together, badly made. So use this video to basically don't buy cheap branded guitars, even if they're really old. It doesn't necessarily mean they're being put together properly or expertly or thoroughly or properly. And this is a good example on that. The only thing that was really good on that guitar was the bridge, and I basically broke up the guitar for scrap, which would be the frets and the gear, small little gear for the tuning keys. But yeah, this is just information on this guitar. But my main goal was successful, but unfortunately I wasn't going to strip the whole guitar, which some of it was put together with resin, not animal glue, so it was not going to be repairable in a sustainable financial way. So yeah, this is the intro for this Vesta guitar. What else? Yeah, really. Oh yeah, I also scrapped out the center shaft that goes through the neck, because this one happened to be aluminium, and which went into my scrap pile. So yeah, basically this is just an information video on this particular fix, which was also a fail, but also not a fail, in my opinion. So yeah. Howdy folks. Let there be light for about 2 minutes. I scrounged this last Friday morning. Where did I find it? Trying to remember now. Where was that? Oh, off Lucas Road, Ladder Park. Off one of those side streets, dead-end side streets. This Vesta classical guitar, nylon string, 6-string that is. Now it looks pretty nice actually. However, don't know if you can see that, but strings should be about there, not up here. And that's because the neck is loose, as you can hear. Now I'm going to remove that excess varnish that is there, and I'm going to try to soak inside there some wood glue, and hoping without taking the strings off. And rope it up to push it down, and hopefully it'll work. We'll see. Otherwise the nut will have to be altered to lower those strings down. Otherwise I don't see the point in basically stripping this whole guitar down and fixing it, because it'll take a lot of effort for me to do so, and at least a month, 6 weeks worth of work to do it all by hand. And I've got better things to do and more projects that I haven't even finished yet. So that is what I'm going to do. Am I going to film it? No, because it might take 5 hours, it might take 10 minutes, it might take 2 hours for the glue to dry. I do not know, because I think it's the first I've found to have a classical guitar where the neck is loose to the body, simply because the glue has failed. I think that would be a first for a classical guitar I've seen, and it's even branded, as you can see. Looks like it may have belonged to a kid or something who's drawn inside it. But all right, part one.
Exactly who or what the counter-Saint-Germain was.
Minutes later. Now, this is what I've done. I've left the strings on because I don't want to damage the fretboard as it is. So this is actually pegged together. This is how cheap this is. So they've actually used wooden pegs. Put that neck on. They're usually, a well-made one is dovetailed into the body itself. This is not. It's just used on normal wood pegs, furniture pegs. I will get some carpenter or PVA glue like this, which is made by Shelley's, proper wood glue, designed for this type of work. It's permanent. Obviously it has to be permanent because you don't want this coming back undone. And you can see why the strings were so high. Now I will rope this up. I've got to find some rope actually. Looks like the tuning keys are good, but the knobs may be a bit suspect. But it could just be the way they were molded. Doesn't give a good shot there, does it? See the crack? They look like they're all like that. And the only way to replace them is to snap them off and super glue them back, new ones back on there. I prefer the old type ones because a good tuning key like this are usually made out of brass, not plain steel. So it's a cheaply made guitar, but it'd be good for my purposes. So yeah, I've got to try and find some rope and see if I can secure that before I because I didn't want to have to regloss that. Might be able to get some super glue later on and fill in that. We'll see. So yeah, part 2. Folks, part 3. So this is what I've done. This is what I've used. Some paring knives. And to forcibly put the wood glue inside there. It looks worse than it appears on camera. And I'm
I'm just letting it soak into the wood between the neck and the body. As you can see, I'm trying to make sure it gets all the way inside and soak right down to the bottom towards the fretboard, which I don't want lifting. That's why I'm waiting. Yeah, I still haven't got a stand from my phone because they're a pain in the ass and not cheap. As you heard. So I'm still waiting for that to soak down to the fretboard. And I couldn't find some rope, so I'm just going to use this masking tape I scrounged. And yeah, just wait a few more minutes, then I will wipe it down and let it sit and dry for about 8 hours or 12 hours, depends. Might even let it go for a day and see how it goes. Right, thanks. Part 4 for the classical Vista guitar, fixing the string action because the neck is loose as the glue's given way. So this is what I've done. We're going to put that cabinet together, but besides that, I'm hoping that will do the trick. Yeah, I put weights on it using the leverage of those weights and the distance between those two chairs to push the neck down. Hopefully it's not too bad, but there's not much else I can do. It's a cheap guitar, so I'm not going to put a lot of effort into it. Yeah, I generally don't like classical guitars because the necks are very wide and cumbersome, but they're good for practicing chords, rhythm, if you like, and scales. Because if you're going to learn, and this is my opinion, advice, if you're going to learn guitar notes, learn scales. Because if you learn scales, then you will remember the notes. And if a teacher is only using a book to teach you notes and not teaching you to compare it with a piano or to use scales to learn, then he or she is milking you for your money. Ask me how I know when I was 17. So take that advice. Anyway, I'll wait for the next 8 hours tomorrow, lunchtime, I'd say. And which is more than 12 hours. The glue should have set by then. And I'll see if it fixed the string action, but I don't know what else is damaged inside the guitar. There could be other structural damage of the guitar inside that I'm unaware of. So we'll see what happens. As I said, I've got some decluttering to do, and I've still got to work on my car yet, which will take a couple of days. All right, thanks for watching. Sunday morning, folks, back with the Vista part 5. So just gone to the shops, and this is what I'm going to do. I'll seal this off as well to stop dirt and moisture getting inside there. That's a comparison with my thumb and how much I had to remove. I'm going to use super glue, just normal super glue, non-branded. It actually, this in my opinion is better because it instantly dries within a few minutes rather than 24 hours or hours later. $3 pack of 3. This will also stop the paint from chipping off as well. There's a tip for you for those auto buffs. So the super glue will also stabilize the varnish, stop it from splitting and cracking as well any further. And I will get, I think I've got some matte or flat red gloss somewhere that I can paint over that. And so yeah, I just need to put some tape just there along there to stop any runs from going onto the fretboard. And yeah, it seems to have worked. It has lowered the strings. We will see once it's tuned if it's playable or not, because basically I would have had to rip all this up, and the problem is I'd have to use a heat gun and moisture, wet towel to try and steam this off without damaging the rest of the guitar, and I don't want to do all that type of work for this. So yeah.